gentlemen, we are back. The team of the year is over, but if you want to get one of these cards, you're in the right place because I'm going to teach you how to double your coins. All you've got to do to say thank you is drop a like down below and, of course, as usual, subscribe. But let's get into it. So first of all, EA have dropped essentially no content today. We've had marquee matchups, which is a standard for a Thursday. We got an 84x11, which, as you can imagine, was pretty trash for the most part. They've really essentially just let team of the year die after what they did with Messi, which I don't actually think was that deep, but I think they needed something today to boost the player base, and they haven't done it. But if you do want to initially get some coins very, very easily in lieu of doubling your coins, we have both of these SBCs. So we talk about this a lot. There are some SBCs that are guaranteed profit. So you've got the likes of all of the Born Legend and Rising Stars that start every single icon SBC. So that's really, really easy free coins out of all of them. And then you've got these two here. So marquee matchups has just reset. I completed the last one just before. It was actually very close on the line there. But of course, you want to complete these each week. Now, when they do release an Arsenal and Liverpool where you've got both of those teams required, and then we can have a look here, it looks like they are kind of reducing the impact they want marquee matchups to have on the market, but they had historically had 2 teams required here, 2 teams required here, whereas now it's a league, and now here it is still 2 teams. But what this does mean is not only can we double our coins with these 2, we can go and have a look at Liverpool and Arsenal players as well. So, of course, first of all, you want to check your club to see if you've got any Arsenal or Liverpool tradables. Now, I know a lot of us essentially don't have any tradables right now because, of course, we put them all in SBCs. But if you do, have a look to see if these bad boys are going for a little more. So if we go over on the gold side of things, looking at Arsenal, it does look like for this, it is going to be a very sort of low-end filter with the gold commons. So looking at things realistically, you can pick these up as low quite easily as 600 coins. I mean, realistically, it's probably going to have to be a dead bottom filter if you're picking them up at 300. So let's have a look and see if Liverpool have anything better to offer. If we go over to the gold rares, I'm hoping they've at least got to 1,000 coins because it does look like the market has had a bit of a drop on the lower end. So it looks like right now, marquee matchups isn't going to give us any filters. Luckily, we've had an array of new things being released, which should give us an opportunity to get some more filters out of old filters. So base hero right now, if you go for forward and playstyles plus only, some of them don't have playstyles plus essentially. So if we have a look here, there's going to be an evolution that's going to include these players. Now, we want to remove Cahill from this because essentially he is the worst one. So you want to have a look along here, see if there's anything else that kind of groups these guys together. It does look like the easiest way is probably going to be to put a minimum of maybe 30k and just see what that looks like. Now, if that doesn't single any of them out, which it seems like it doesn't, you're going to have to pick a league. So what we can do is on the Serie A side of things, we can have a look at Milito, we can have a look at Vialli and Di Natale. So you've got the 3 of them there, and we can even take off the Playstyles Plus for this one because you've narrowed it down to the leagues. You've also got the likes of Brolin as well, and so we've got a few options on that side of things. Now, in terms of Evos, they've kind of nulled a lot of the Evos down, so there isn't as much, but we've also got in the Serie A, of course, Defender. So if we have a look at this one here, you do have Lucio, who I think probably gained price over Team of the Year, obviously due to the lack of high-end cards being available, but we've got the opportunity to snipe him as well. Now, a set of cards that I'd like to touch over, and I do apologize that we are having to use kind of sort of skew with methods because they really haven't given us a lot to work off in the last day of Team of the Year, but we've got honorable mentions, and you can go for, I believe, if we have a look, Defender I think is going to work because we've got the likes of Arnold, and then we've got Olmo. So Olga, sorry, is sat there at around 60,000 coins. Then we've got Arnold sat there at more like this sort of 100k mark, but you're more likely to get a snipe on Olga here because I think it's a lot more of a disappointment to be getting her when you do get an honorable mention. I think she's arguably the worst one. I suppose there's a little bit of debate about who would be the worst, like her, Edison, there's a couple others, but realistically she's definitely not up there with the best. So you've got to bear that in mind. She's going to be one where people are going to get her and go, right, I want to get rid of her immediately. I'm not going to try her in my squad or anything like that. So it does mean you should have a better chance of getting a snipe on a card like that. Just psychology wise, it looks like people are more likely to just get rid of the card. Now, if you do want to find more honorable mentions filters, it's very simple. You just pop it in and have a look through. So we had a look at the City players yesterday. We also had a look at that English filter with Kane and Arnold. If we have a look through a little bit further on, we've got Musiala here as well. So there are other leagues that we can go to. Obviously, a really simple one to get Musiala on a filter is going to be to head over to the Bundesliga and just go for Bayern. Now this one, if we pop it in, you are going to see, of course, the likes of Kane there. Now, realistically, Kane is a lot cheaper. Musiala, I can imagine, is an absolute beautiful card in game. I'm sure he's almost a game-changing card. He's definitely one that you'd want in your team, even without the second playstyle. I do think one thing that they did wrong with this is that every single honorable mention should have had 2 playstyles. I don't see why Kane has, you know, the 2, Musiala doesn't. It would definitely make more sense to have them all together. Kane coming in here at around that 120,000 coin mark. So realistically, we can snipe at maybe 121. Around that point, maybe do a little bit of compare price. We'd realistically want to get him for, I'd say 1 or 105 maybe, realistically, for a good profit there. I think we've just missed one. I don't know what price it was, but you've obviously got a lot of opportunity with these. Now, heading over to the team of the years, of course, there is some absolute stinkers in here. We've got the like of Mary Earps. If we have a look at the goalkeepers alone, Alisson is, oh my god, I don't know how on earth that has happened. I know that a lot of the team of years were going up, but the last time I had a look at him, he was very, very cheap. So maybe we don't go down the goalkeeper route, because it does seem like it's going to take a while to even get anywhere close to that. Alisson is soaring above where prior. Now, if we have a look through the team of the years, a lot of these cards, guys, are absolutely ridiculous. I think if we actually look at the 2 mil mark, we only have Earps and of course Alisson there. So we've also got, okay, so we've maybe got some extras in there. We've got the likes of Oberdorf in there, so you do have an extra player there. Obviously, the reality with this one, you probably want to mark out Earps. So if you pop a minimum here, I think probably of like 500-600k, you need to check her minimum. Unfortunately, she's just going to bring the method down. Now, of course, if you do have the coins for it, if we want to go over to team of the year, a really easy one is going to go to the women's Prem, and then just go for Chelsea, because you have actually very close to each other the likes of Bright and Kerr. So if we can find Bright over here, I think she's at 1.2 mil, which is a pretty solid little price there. Similarly, if we want to go for, I mean, if we just go for a defender team of the year on this one, you've got quite a ridiculous price set here, but obviously on the lowest end, we do have her there. Now, obviously, it is difficult to snipe some of these team of the years, but it's not so difficult to go for the team of the year icon. So if we have a look at these, we've got a few opportunities. Zola, once again, soared up. I am so surprised how many of these have absolutely just soared up in terms of pricing. I actually have Xavi. Let's have a look at where his pricing is. So if we go team of the year icon and we want to go, I think Spanish, is that got two options, or is it just going to be, so we've got Xavi here at around 800,000 coins, realistically midfielder. So you've got a nice little Essien, you've got Xavi. You're probably not going to get Vieira or Mateus. They're a little bit above the mark there. Obviously, guys, you're having to spitball a bit with some of these filters, because they have really just, I mean, I did not realize the pack weight was so low even with these guys. I was actually expecting Zola to be a lot cheaper than that. They were cheaper at the start. I was considering buying a few. Obviously, didn't have my investing head on. I gave it a miss. I thought maybe, oh, it's a little bit too close. Boy, was I wrong. But of course, it is a ridiculous team of the year. There has been a ridiculous low drop rate. So even the ones I've got, I should be happy with, even though they are medium to light trash. However, if you guys do want to get the chance to get some FIFA points for the future, whether that be team of the season, the next promo, all you're going to need to do is subscribe, because we are going to be giving away a ton. We have a 1 million coin giveaway that's going to be done at around 17,000 subscribers in combination with my next sponsor. So make sure to get involved in that. All you've got to do is subscribe and send proof over on Instagram. And of course, I'll see you in the next one.